Democracy stream. Here we are down in Temple of Droga. We're just going to get right to it. I am at level 46 on Misterbestfrend, halfway to 47. Finished out the hell level yesterday. Thank goodness that's over with. And did a little bit of goofing around on EQ retail on the test server. That was a lot of fun. And if you guys want to check out the VOD for that or the video for that later, it'll be up on YouTube as well as Twitch. And we are going to take a look here. Looks like we're only 2 people in the zone right now, so good chance that Soothsayer is open. So we're going to go ahead and go back to Soothsayer again. It's good experience. I really want to get that earring. So we're going to do that. We're going to do that. Neutral Rockets, welcome back to the stream. He made a joke on my last stream about saying, he said, this game looks terrible. What's going on with it? That was during the test server shenanigans, which truly are shenanigans. And we can talk, we'll talk all about that throughout the stream. And then he just showed up and he said, wow, this game looks awesome. That's really funny. But yeah, welcome to the stream. Sorry about that. And yeah, we're just going to get right to it. There's a few things actually I need to do real quick. One is you have to set your affinity to 4 cores in the task manager, or else EQ runs like doo-doo, and I forgot to do that before going live like I always do. So I'm going to do that, as well as get my pig parse set up so that we get spawn timers, because you like those spawn timers. They really help keep you in knowing what's going on with the camp. And the spawn timer here in Temple of Droga is 20 minutes, 30 seconds. And so I got that set up also for when I get inside the camp, because pig parse is not perfect and will not always remember or will not always capture when a mob dies if you're not close enough. Okay, that's weird. The pig parse triggers are not showing up. Okay, it's just not called triggers, it's called spells. Crix919, it's probably self-updating. Yeah, I figured it out. It was, whenever I right-clicked the tray icon, it was called spells instead of triggers. Okay, so how we do this, if you haven't seen me do it yet, is I start pulling. I start with this guy here, and then I work my way in. And we have a few split pulls that get kind of dicey, and we're managing timers. It's going to be a lot of fun. For you guys, not as much fun for me. Okay, let's double check. Before we go any further, I'm going to do buffs. That way I start out with a nice fresh set of buffs. So I'm rebuffing Arch Shielding, then I'm going to grab Steel Skin. Give me that nice damage shield. And I'm not going to buff my pet just yet because he may not be a max level pet. We're going to find out as we pull our way in there. We'll probably have to do my favorite thing, the old pet roulette. So much fun as we try to get a pet that hits for 47. Then once we get that, I have no more Deadwood Staves to give him. I had Deadwood Staves last night, but I ran out. Bummer. That does make it a little bit easier. He hits, I think he hits the same. Yeah, he does hit the same, but he does a life tap with the Deadwood Staves. And our first mob up here is a Cave Hunter. Then we have a Taskmaster, so it's easy getting up in there. These are 3 melee mobs in a row. That's actually good for us. Melee mobs take less mana to kill because you don't have to worry about their heals. Actually, wait. We are going to get 100% mana before we go, because as soon as we kill the Cave Hunter, the clock starts ticking and we got to fight our way in. Okay, let's go. I start out with a Vampiric Curse so I can counteract the Lich spell. And let's take a look at J-Bab's damage here. We want to see 47s. Oh, wow, we won the pet roulette. Okay, so we definitely don't want to let J-Bab die here. We got 47 on the first shot. What is this crazy luck? I'm going to drop one more Vampiric Curse so I have that nice ticking health coming back to me from him because I just gave health to J-Bab to make sure he stays alive through the end of this fight. And you can see it ate that heal that I give to J-Bab. It eats a lot of health. But I try to stay on top of both his health and my health so that we don't end up waiting too long for either his or mine. Mine is a lot easier to manage because I have leech spells, I have drain life spells. So now that starts the timer. We got 20 minutes, 30 seconds before this one respawns. And we need to fight through the next few to get out of this area. Neutral Rocket says the earring drops today. I can feel it. I appreciate the good vibes. Either way, we're getting good experience down here. I would go to Blood Gills, but I don't know if I want to deal with the water. And we need Hide Corpse looted up. I wish that was just always on. There might be a way to do that in the INI file. All right, next one up is the Taskmaster. And actually, wait, we need that. I don't need Gather Shadows. We can buff J-Bab now. I'm gonna go ahead and get a root on him so he doesn't run away. And the augment death is now up. Oh yeah, I didn't switch over the window. Thank you for that. And then I probably need to turn him up a little bit. I turn him down when I'm not streaming. Got us. So words of absorption. Okay, so this is a split pull here that we're gonna have to do. And the way I do it is I ST1 and then pull the other, or fight the other, and then feign it off at the last second. You guys will see that here just momentarily. Let me tweak one more thing here on OBS. There we go. We needed to get mana anyway. All right. Eyes are dry today. Okay, here we go. Screaming Terror going out. As soon as we get in range. Oh. Wrong button. I changed up my my keybinds. All right, now Screaming Terror, as soon as it's up, we'll use it. Here it comes, hopefully. Okay, we got a Bone Slayer. He's gonna blind me. That's actually really bad. Oh no, that wasn't a blind, that was Dooming Darkness. Now we feign, and if it fails, we're screwed. It did not fail. Not really screwed, but it'd be harder. And it's off. Hopefully the feign didn't fail. And them forgetting me, that did happen to me the other night. And these bone slavers, they're nasty. He's actually putting in a lot of work on J-Bab here. I need to get him down. Alright, J-Bab lived. And they do dots as well, so that's why I'm throwing health back on J-Bab. Because he was dotted. And you can see the difference in how much mana it takes to kill a melee versus a caster. I was taking maybe 30 or 40% to kill a melee, and that was almost 70%. Neutral Rocket asks, do you use GCD clicky for Ignite Bones? I do. It has a recast timer, so you can't... if you just use the GCD clicky, it will... and then you cast it again automatically, it will just tell you recast timer not met. So even though the spell gem comes up and it tells you it's available, if you just try to cast it again, it doesn't go out. Unless you know of a trick. If you know of a trick, that would make my life a lot easier. But timers are looking good. We got really lucky with the melee mobs. So I have 14 minutes before I have to move forward. Because this one will respawn here in front of me. I'm actually slamming some water because I'm a little bit dehydrated. I wasn't staying on top of it. Neutral Rocket says, haven't worked out how to use GCD clicky yet. Which one do you have? Words of Darkness. I'm pulling that up. Oh, wow, 3,000. Oh, wait, it's quest. Oh, okay, so it's a Lure of Death, instant. Oh, that's nice. So you have to target yourself for that one. So that's how mine works. Oh, yeah, you don't, because the Lure of Death is automatically going to self-target. That's nice. I need to get this. I can't get it. It's not in Kunark. Womp womp. Yeah, so it's kind of like the it's kind of like the Enchanter one. The Enchanter Rod. You just tap it and then use another spell. All right. We'll go ahead and grab this Depredator here, run him back. And I'm going to go ahead and life tap a few times, make sure my health is nice and topped off. Oh. Put a life tap on J-Bab by accident. Whoops. Actually, I don't need that second life tap. Alright, so far so good. We need to do a little bit more meditation, and then we're going to get ready for the real pulls where things can really go wrong. I should have checked before I summoned Jabab here if Soothsayer was up. It gets a little bit more complicated if he is. But we did it yesterday with Soothsayer actually up with his pet summon fully buffed up. We just had to make sure to not get lucky. I don't know how you make sure to not get lucky, but we didn't get unlucky on the feign death. All right, almost ready. $13 goblin skins so far. That's pretty good. These sell for really well. Not that I'm going to sell them. I'll probably use them for a Chardock rep. So we're going to move up in here, and we're going to scout out what is in the room. We have a Dirt Scriber, we have an Adept here, and a Legate. So we're going to start with the Legate. Those take a lot of mana. So I'm going to get full mana here. All right, here we go. And hopefully Feign doesn't fail. Let's go, Feign. Okay, we're in there. Screaming Terror is worn off. And he's at 60%, so we're going to start our nukes. And he's healing. Hopefully he can kick it. Nope, he didn't get the kick. Oh my gosh, 2 heals. Very costly on the mana bar to kill these healers. But luckily time is on our side because we had an easy run up to this point. I've got 10 minutes on the spawn behind me, so I'm not worried at all. Oh, Jabab almost died. I just noticed that. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, Jabab. That was a nasty Legate. He's got plenty of time to restore his health. His health will be up to 100 before we even get close to 100% mana. The Legates have the worst heals down here. They can heal for almost half their health. Or maybe about 35% or so. Let's take a look at this Words of Darkness quest. Let's see what Neutral Rockets did. Oh, this is a Temple of Soloselffound Necro, so that's where all the class quests are. You need to get a Shadowed Book. Drops off Shadow Men. Those are what, 30s, 40s? Oh, 24 to 26. Then you got to get a Book of Darkness from Cyanel, level 22. Easy, just took some traveling. Then you had to go to Permafrost and get something off a goblin. I've probably seen that drop a few times. Nice. Looks like it was probably a pretty easy quest. Cyanel spawns next to Eldrith. Oh, was it something where you had to fight two at once? "49 wizard with an 1100 DD." Okay, so you gotta be. Does she spawn and walk away, or do you have to like kite him away from the wizard, or how did you deal with that? Neutral Rocket says, "Let the pet die." Proven strategy: sacrifice the pet. We don't give pets enough appreciation for the abuse they take for us. Us evil necromancers using them for our own ill-gotten gains. This is the worst part of the breaking this is the timer to just get in there. Because you have a timer on the one behind me. Although I think, yeah, yesterday I figured out you can just move forward a little bit, so it's not as big of a deal as I thought it was. But you still feel really cramped, because if you go any further back, you're going to pull the guys behind you. You go any further forward, you're going to pull the guys in front of you. It can get a little scary. Neutral Rocket says the Shadow Book is a very rare drop from the Shadow People, and the Icy Goblin Book is a rare drop from a rare spawn. Takes a few hours. Yeah, that'd be nice to have. I wouldn't have to target myself to do the GCD reset. Okay, we need to keep this moving. So we are going to grab the Adept. I think he comes solo. Yep. Oh, he's casting on me. I like the way they howl whenever you nuke them. Get him down, pet. Get him down. Don't let him heal. Ah, he healed. Oh, they howl when they nuke. I thought they howl when you hit them. Jeez, J-Bab is taking some abuse. Poor guy. Okay, I've got 4.5 minutes until the next spawn, so I need to get this guy out of the way. So far, so good. But it's not over yet. And then what I'm doing now actually affects how they're broken up. So it can cause issues for me later if I don't break them properly. Neutral Rocket says J-Bab is loving the abuse. The serial pet abuser over here that sacrifices his pets. No, they like it. They told me. Okay, mana is getting good. J-Bab needs more health, but we have only 3 minutes until the next spawn, so we really need to get this done. Fights take about a minute, so we're kind of running up on time here. I just want J-Bab a little bit healthier with how much damage he's taken, although it is a dirt scriber. Okay, here comes the next one. Oh, we got 2. Okay. That's bad. Did ST drop? ST just dropped. Okay. J-Bab needs health bad. Okay. Get in there. Oh my gosh. We have 1.5 minutes until something spawns right on top of J-Bab. We just need to finish this fight. And then we're in the room. I am casting my butt off here. Oh, I started ducking for some reason. Okay, I think J-Bab's got him. Why am I ducking? Oh, I must have duck casted something and never turned it off. Alright, that's that. J-Bab, sit down. Let's get our loot. Got a goblin skin, cha-ching, and J-Bab, you can go ahead and we can sneak our way in here now. There we go, we're in. That was, whew. That was dicey, but we did it. Okay, note to self, never screaming terror this guy ever again. It's this guy, then the placeholder, then the one in the middle. I have to remember that. And we're going to kill off Collarbones. I don't want to lose any more health, but we do need mana, so I'm going to throw up Allure of Death. And the first placeholder in here doesn't spawn for 10 more minutes, so we have plenty of time to med. Oof. I can't believe we pulled that off. Like, that was coming up to, like, there was like 30 seconds left before the guy outside would spawn. I love it. I love solo dungeoning. I love doing stuff like this. The problem is 2 of those are going to be broken up really close together. So I'm going to have to try to root rot one of those two. Probably this one here in the corner. Help me remember to root rot the one in the corner. The far corner. Yeah, I really need to get mana back, though. So I'm going to throw Collarbones back on. And we'll just life tap this guy a lot. Dirt Scribers are easy. If this was a Legate, this might have been a fail. Maybe not a fail, but it would have really messed up the spawns. So I'm going to wait 2 more minutes. The reason why I'm waiting 2 minutes is actually 1 more minute, and then I'll take about a minute to kill him. That'll put a nice 5-minute med time between the two that come really close together and the one that I have last. Because what I have to be careful of is if I get too many legates in a row, or like a legate, bone slaver, legate, it could get really, really rough. All right, that's almost perfectly what I planned. And now the next one is the placeholder. Let's hope for some earrings. Yeah, they're really close together, those two. That's got me a little bit worried. I'm gonna have to spawn number 4. I'm gonna have to root rot to try to break those apart a little bit. Just trying to adjust my pig parse to show the minutes and the seconds because I'm down to the second on some of these. Those are less than a minute apart. Oh my gosh. That's gnarly. We'll get it. I'm not worried about it. And we're up to 60% to level 47. Making good progress here. And I'm debating on how long I want to stay here. If 47 is good enough, or if I want to keep trying for the Earring of Essence and continuing to get somewhat decent experience and a chance at loot, or if I want to move on. I don't really want to do Blood Gills. I just don't want to deal with the water. Although I haven't tried it, so it may not be as bad as I'm imagining it. Neutral Rocket says, as long as you are getting decent experience. Yeah, that's kind of my thoughts. Neutral also says it's not fun moving about in water. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. I don't want to be trying to swim, even though I do have good swimming. That's right. Neutral says he skipped the blood gills. You did guards, I think, right? Just rearrange my inventory here while we have time. Got plenty of food and water. Guards and gorillas. Neutral did guards and gorillas at this level. So in about 1 minute, I'm going to throw on Call of Bones. And then buff my pet. And get ready for the placeholder here. Hopefully we get a soothsayer. Yeah, these are broken up super wonky. Because of the legate on the first one, took forever to get mana back after that, and then the two really close together because of the botched pull. It's going to make things interesting until we get it broken up a little bit better. And I'm going to put a C Invis on JBab here so his buff is protected. Some of these mobs do dispel, so I like to keep that C Invis stacked on top of it. All right, let's get ready to go. Here he comes. And it's an adept. Boo. Neutral Rocket says, I thought Dispel was random apart from boss mobs. I've noticed the regular Dispel can hit any buff slot. Oh, interesting. I didn't know that, actually. I guess it's better to have 2 on there still. If it's random, then 1. Let's get a new steel skin up. Might save my life. I can't believe we survived that. I was not expecting a 2-pole. Crick says, yeah, I've done 5 buffs before Plane of the Growth and somehow low-level mobs still purge Plane of the Growth. Ouch. Neutral says, I think it might just be the raid bosses where you need to stack junk buffs. Yeah, I'll have to do some research on it, figure out what the actual true data is. It's funny, this is like a level 30s and 40s leveling zone, and all I ever see in here is 60s and 50s. Like, I don't think once have I come in here and seen a group actually killing things. It's a pretty sweet zone. I think about all the times I was doing Frontier Mountains Giant Fort, and those groups probably could have came in here and done just fine in here and gotten better experience. I don't know if how far you have to go when you drop down to get back out, though. So that might be why if you have a melee character and you can't teleport and no one in your group can teleport, how do you get back out? So a couple minutes on the Adept, or the next spawn. It was an Adept last time, the one behind the barrel. And then I'm going to have to figure out, or not have to, I'm going to have to kill 2 in a minute span. Which could be, that could put me out of here. If it's like 2 legates, that would be really bad. I'd figure it out. Root rot, something like that. Really missing those Deadwood staves I had for the last 2 pets. That makes this so much easier. I feel like you don't really have to manipulate your pet's health at all, because they life tap so much. Spawn is coming up. And it's a legate. That's not ideal. Hopefully it doesn't get any heals off. Need to kick that heal. Kick it. Kick it. Oh, we got so lucky. Alright, this one. This one we have to kill really fast. And then the next one, we're going to root rot. So luck was on our side. The legate did not get a single heal off. If he'd have eaten 80% of my mana bar, we'd have been big time trouble here. So we're going to go into this fight with 100% mana. We're going to nuke him as fast as we can. Hopefully it's not a legate. Hopefully the game throws me a bone and I get like a cave hunter or a depredator, one of those melee mobs. And then the one that we need to root rot, hopefully he's a melee as well. That way if I root him, he's not throwing spells at me. I'm in the mood for some new music. What are you guys in the mood for? I'm feeling something a little bit more down tempo. Now that we're in here, I don't want to have this like blaring music. All right, here he comes. It's an adept. Okay, now we get to root rot. He's going to be here like now. Oh, it's an adept. I'm actually just going to let the pet fight. And just kind of let him beat him down a little bit. I actually kind of want him to heal. What I don't want is that, where he's just going to chain cast. So I dropped a heal on my pet. It's like a struggle to keep him. Oh, wait, we can't have that. Oh, shoot. Get him. Pet, get him. Root, 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 root. Oof. Okay, they're a little bit more broken up, I think. We still have a really long time until the placeholder pops. That was probably the worst mob that could have popped in that spot to try to break those up. Because he has nukes. What'd you guys think of the test server? I got on there and I was like, this is like a crazy party. People are giving out millions of platinum, free gear, double experience. Neutral Rocket says it looked broken. Yeah, it felt like kind of like cheap EQ in a way. Felt like I was playing on like an EQ fun server. I think where it would be cool is you're able to level up fast if you want to go see, if you just want to be like a tourist and you want to go run around and just look at the stuff you missed. Like if you're me, who only played through Planes of Power and has no idea what all content is even in the game after that. When did EQ like die? Was it Omens of War? It's not dead, but when did EQ really fall off is what I'm wondering. Neutral Rocket says never played beyond Velius. Most of my time has been, honestly, I probably spent way more time on P99 than EQ retail than I ever did in EQ retail. Neutral says, so in my mind, it died shortly after. Did you move on to World of Warcraft? Did you move on to a different game, or did you just stop playing games altogether? I went through about a 2-year period where games really weren't, like, I still play games if I felt up to it, but I wasn't a gamer. I was playing in a band and I was trying to go to college for a little bit. That didn't work out. Then I finally came back for a while. Neutral says, yeah, wow. Leggett surprised me. I was waiting on the placeholder. Come on, collarbones. He got a heal off. I'm actually not worried about it. Because we have such a long time between this one and the next one, it's not an issue. Oh my gosh. Once he shoots right back up to 50%. Neutral says, and WoW died for me after Burning Crusade. Not even Wrath, huh? I liked Classic and TBC the most, but I did play Wrath, and I enjoyed it. For me, it died with Cataclysm. That's when it was starting to get weird during Wrath, where I was like, feels different, but it wasn't so different that I was willing to quit. And then when Cata came out, especially after they changed the heroics, they made the heroic dungeons way easier. I was like, this is dumb. They lost me. Yeah, I started a EQ with I bought the Runes of Kunark set, so it came with a retail game plus Runes of Kunark. I didn't even realize Shadows of Belius or Scars of Belius was even a thing until I had the game for a few months, and somebody was like, "Yeah, I'm getting on the raft in North Row or Oasis, and I'm going to Velius." I was like, "What's that?" It's like, oh, it's a whole nother continent, but you can't go unless you have the game. I was like, I don't have it. Neutral says I had the guidebooks back in the day. Brady games? You had the Brady games, bro? Or was it Prima? Man, talk about an industry that's just pretty much gone now. The old strategy guide. My mom used to get me a video game every year for Christmas, and she would get me the game and the strategy guide. I love her. I always thought that was so cool. She got me the Final Fantasy 11 like PS2 giant hard drive that mounts to the back of the PS2. There's an invis person in here, isn't there? I saw lights. Maybe they were above me. But yeah, I got the Final Fantasy 11 strategy guide. It was actually really helpful because that game was pretty complicated, kind of like EQ. I remember I got one. It was Final Fantasy 9, and everything in the strategy guide they made it seem like they were doing something new and innovative. They were like, yeah, go to the website and you can learn more. Go to the website and you can learn more. And it's like, dudes, you guys are putting yourselves out of business. Like, all this stuff's going to be on the internet for free. Neutral says $136 on Amazon. Jeez, I should have kept it. Yeah, some of that vintage stuff is really it's really climbing up there in value. Crix919 says I actually took notes and put in bookmarks in my Final Fantasy 11 guide. That's awesome. What did you play in Final Fantasy 11? I played a monk. Crick says summoner, and I did all of the summons at level 30. It was hell, I bet. Yeah, because you had to beat the boss before you could summon him. I remember that. That game was brutal. I feel like it was. Truthfully, I feel like that game is harder than EQ because it was so clunky. Like this game is clunky. That game took clunky to another level. Crix919 said at level 30 you did it solo. It was brutal, de-leveled so many times. Remember that sound effect? Whenever you de-level, it's the most demoralizing sound effect. I used to hate hearing that. You'd be in a party in the dunes, things are going good. Somebody would get aggro from a stupid goblin. One enemy would wipe out the whole party, and then you'd hear that like brrr. You're like, no. That game was brutal too because you really needed a group. Like I don't feel like there was any solo class in that game just because of how clunky it was. There were classes that were solo friendly, but the whole thing was just kind of not really like not fun to play solo. Crick says, dang goblins and their AoE bombs. Yeah. You'd see him get that bomb out and you're like, no, 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 no. You'd throw it on the ground and everybody around him would die. I would sit for hours waiting LFG in that game. I distinctly remember there was a night where I started LFGing right after school and didn't get a party until it was about bedtime and decided I was going to stay up. And I stayed up till 2 or 3 in the morning playing with this Japanese party. They were really good. That Japanese party was on another level. All right, placeholders coming up in 30 seconds. Rick says the auto translate feature was ahead of its time. I hate to disagree with you, but it was actually in. Well, actually, you could fact check me on it. I want to say Phantasy Star Online had it before Final Fantasy for the Dreamcast. Oh man, another adept. Bad luck on the spawns tonight. Yeah, I think, but to your point though, the Phantasy Star Online was not extremely popular, I don't think ever. And it also wasn't a persistent online world like Final Fantasy XI was. So it still was ahead of its time. So I guess I don't disagree with you. It was ahead of its time because you didn't say, "Oh, it did it first or whatever." So yeah, I totally agree. Uh, the way that that made it so people from all over the world could play together and use key phrases to basically express what you needed to say was really cool. Because yeah, we were doing weapon. Remember the weapon skill chains where uh, if you were like a thief with a dagger, you could use your chain, and then the monk would chain off of that, and then the warrior would chain off of that, and it would cause like a huge explosion. We were doing all that stuff and just murdering stuff. And I was never had I been in a party where they were doing that. Kirk says, "Yeah, chain links, if I remember right. Yeah, it was some weapon skill chain mechanic. I think there was spell ones too, spell chains too. Were you able to solo on the summoner? I feel like I didn't. You could like, I guess you could solo, but you couldn't do stuff like this. I don't think you couldn't go into dungeons and fight your way in. Maybe you could, and I was just bad at the game. But felt like soloing for me was just running around outside killing bees and worms and stuff. I was a Bastalker. I love the Bastock area. Somebody's killing goblins. I hear it. I don't see it, but I hear it. Crick says if they were lower level, but it took everything I had. The summons draining mana all the time hurt. I didn't know that they drained your mana. That's rough. Yeah, that game was so punishing. It's it was on another level. It's like they took the formula for EQ and they're like, let's make this even more miserable. Crick says, and popping the juices for MP regen, whoops, was expensive. That's right. There was a lot of consumables in that game. I remember one time I was on a boat, just going from town to town, and we got attacked, and I think I died. Like even on a boat, just going to another city was dangerous. I was like, really? Crick says, yeah. Oh my gosh, yeah. Pirates and fish. Yep. Yeah, those fish, the big floating fish showed up, and the pirates and skeletons or something. Like, imagine you're the only low level player on that boat. Would you be able to hide? I think you could probably hide if you were the only person on the boat. These are way weirdly broken up. I forgot this guy here is 6 minutes from the placeholder. So yeah, I did play that for not I would not even say a year, and then kind of quit gaming for a while, and then played WoW 2005, 2006. Crick says it's the reason I changed to red mage so I could hide my scent, invis, and dampen sound. Yeah, they aggroed off of 3 or 4 different, I think 4. Some would aggro off of magic. So if you casted a spell in the wrong spot, you could aggro stuff. Talk about brutal. Oh no. That could be a wipe. Oh gosh. Ah, that's bad. Sorry if I yelled. That's a wipe. Because I have... too many. That was just bad on me to not root. Let's see if we can get a Feign. Okay, at least we got the Feign. Oh, what a shame. Oh, poor J-Bab. Dang, he was holding his own in there. Crick says he was a good pet. He will be remembered. Yeah, that was... Ugh. Okay, so now here the real moment of truth is... When I stand up, are they going to come running after me? That stinks. All that work to fight your way in there. Just because I wasn't paying attention and didn't keep him rooted. Alright, let's see what happens when I stand up. Okay. Alright, we're good there. Oh. Demoralizing. Neutral Rocket says, sorry to have failed you, great one. Poor J-Bab. Now I gotta do pet roulette again. I don't even know when this guy here in front of the temple spawns again. What a bummer. This one's green, so I guarantee he's not a max level. It's really loud. I'm going to turn that down some. It's so hard to normalize the EQ volume. Because it'll be really quiet, like here it is. And then if something like off to your left or right casts a spell, it's really loud. He was holding his own too against those 3. He gave me enough time to get out. We'll try to pull our way back in there, but man, that stinks. Okay. Just getting my faculties about me here. I need art shielding. Because it's about to fall off. We still have steel skin, so that's good. And I've loaded up Drain Spirit on number 1 so I can get my health back, and Screaming Terror so I can split these two. And hope that this guy in front of us doesn't spawn. I'm seeing 41s from this pet. So the pet's not really helping out with very much damage. It's making this fight take longer than it should. Neutral Rocket says, "It was nice knowing you, Labantic, but your bones just aren't big enough for me." Yep, Labantic's gotta go. The good thing is, I see all these players in here. There's 8 players, but no one ever seems to try to take Soothsayer. Because technically somebody could go in there and claim that camp. I'm no longer in the immediate vicinity. Neutral says, "That's a lot of 60s. Yeah, I don't know what they're all doing here. They can't all be camping Chief. There might be another spawn I don't know about. Or, oh, you know what they're doing? I had an aha moment. They're farming goblin skins. That's got to be it. They're trying to get Brood of Dizak rep, or faction as it is called. What I feel like is going to happen, and I'm going to just hope beyond hope that it doesn't, is this guy is going to spawn in the middle of us fighting the guy inside. Actually, I could always sick my pet on him in there and try to circumvent that. It's just really tight. You can't go too far forward or back. Hopefully old Kurt Cobain here is a max level. A little bit more mana because I need a little bit more mana because I have to face this Legate, and they heal for a lot. Neutral says, once you get PE, it will be so easy to root route these. Oh, Paralyzing Earth. Is that that's a 49? And I'm wondering if it's a research only or if it's a one I can just buy. Those research spells are killing me. It's such a long route. Yeah, it would be nice to have. I kind of want this guy to like spawn now. Can easily kill a mob and regen before the root breaks. Nice. Let's see, what is Coban hitting for? 37? Did I even con him? He's a blue. Oh my gosh. He's not going to be a whole lot of help. Kick that heel. Kick it. Give him the boot. I don't know if I want to root him. Okay, he's going out. If you root him, he starts healing. All right, good job, Coban. Sadly, you have to go. Get in here. Don't aggro that guy. Yeah, I didn't see any. Oh, 43s. So he's like almost there, but I can't keep a guy hitting for 43s. I'm sorry. You can go be Neutral Rocket's pet. He might be hiring. So we have 2 minutes on the placeholder. So we might be able to get this guy solo. We just have to deal with a Bone Slaver here. We're going to get as much mana as we can and then go in on the Bone Slaver so we don't have to split pull him. These are going to be so weirdly broken up. I don't even know how they're broken up anymore. Actually, this might work out because they're all respawns. So all the ones around the I'm pointing with my finger. I need to be using the cursor. They're all respawned, I think, with the exception of Soothsayer. But if I want to shot, oh, he's got 4% health. How is he not regenning health? Wait, don't go out there. I sent him in, then I was like, oh my gosh. Wait, he doesn't have 4% health. It was a lie. Oh. Okay, we gotta go feign before he dies. What a... Oh my gosh. Oh. I think they're rooted. They're both rooted. Feign death failed. Ah. This game's like a bad bean burrito. This gift that keeps on giving. Man. Neutral said, yeah, you got to wait for the dots to tick as well. I didn't actually dot. Oh, wait, no, I did dot. I did a vampiric curse, but it wore off. So I should see 2 roots wear off. There we go. Fein's off cooldown. So if I stand up and they remember me, I have a brief moment to feign. So I'm going to go watch the door. I'm doing it again just in case. Okay. Wow. I hate to like end on a bad note, but those guys have booted me out of there twice now. And I do have a little bit more time, so I guess we can keep going. But geez, Pete, that's for the easiest break I've had going from here into there. 2 bad mistakes on my part. Now I'm paying for it. At least we didn't die. And we're 2/3 of the way to 47. I may just pull mobs around the pool because I only have about 30 minutes left. So I'm really not going to get a shot at getting in there and doing anything meaningful. It's just going to be risky. And I'd only be in there for probably 1 more spawn. Oh, so many pets I've sacrificed today. Neutral, what are you working on now? What's your next goal? You're probably like working right now. Nope, you're playing EQ. Trying to sell stuff. Neutral's goal is to get out of 54. Yeah, 54 is the double hell level, right? What's your strategy? Neutral said, yeah, just AFK and watching for someone selling spells. Something I actually can't relate to. Neutral says, my strat is to farm plat and ignore the XP. Good idea. Pretend it doesn't even exist. What are you saving up for? I know a place you can go where you can get millions of plat for free. And a crazy Gila monster mount and a big ogre that kills everything without you even having to fight it. EOT, which one is that? Oh, these guys are taking the pool. Taking the pool spawns. Dang, there's 10 people in here. Almost, they're like all 60s but one. EOT, 59 pets, like 25k. shoot, I might be fighting in there. These guys take all the pool spawns. Ooh, Lonator here is a max level. So I can replace Reclaim Energy with a buff. I can replace the spell I was going to use to banish him with something to make him feel better. Got another goblin skin. I'm up to 18. 25k plat for that pet. That's crazy. Oh, EOT, Emissary of Thule, right? Where are you going? You're going in there, aren't you? He's like looking around. He's like, wait a minute, nobody's in Soothsayer? I wonder if Soothsayer's up. I'm gonna go look. Nope. Oh goodness, that pet's about to die. I'm getting clear the hell away from there. They just really aggro all those goblins. Oh my gosh. I'm feigning just in case they do something crazy. Oh, I bet they don't even know. Oh my. I'm trying to change the camera. They all ran down there. 1, 2? Who is 1, 2? Wonder if they killed him. Wonder if he got a... Wonder if he got a feint off. I'm looking at the... Looks like they got their feint off. Let's see. Oh no, they died. I think if you click on somebody who's feigned, does it show as a corpse or is it... I think they died. Yeah, that's not a terrible place to die. I wonder when this guy... Oh, this guy right here. I wonder when he respawns. I'm not really ready to... with mana to do a Bone Slaver just yet. I might just pull these guys up here and not mess around in there. I don't have enough time, really. It's not worth fooling around with that temple. We can go grab this guy. We have mana for a Depredator. 2 Depredators in here. I think he walked in there and didn't realize his pet had aggroed. And so he was running around looking for other things to kill. And got taken completely by surprise. Wonder where he's bound at. Oh, he's an Anon, that's why he didn't show up on the who list. Yeah, he can easily get back down in here and drag his corpse to a safe spot and recover it. So I guess, well, I don't know what level he was. I was going to say, I guess even level 60s die in here. You get enough goblins on a level 60, they're going to die. Belgaven's in here too. We remember him from the Dalnir days. He saved my butt in Dalnir. I feigned for like 40 minutes in the worst spot ever. That was going to be really difficult to recover a corpse because there was a C invis mob right there. And I waited like probably 40 minutes for my health to come back. And I'm like, okay, I'm mentally preparing myself to just at least get to a safe spot to die. And because that was around probably 2 or 3 harm touch mobs. There was 2 or 3 harm touch Shadow Knights right there. And then Belgaven comes running through and he pulled the whole thing because he's a bard and everything running off. And I was like, oh, thank you. You have no idea how much you just helped me. I was going to try to cast one more time and make sure I did 50%. So I got full experience for this guy, but Pet's already got him too low. What is my evocation at now? 159. We're making progress. At one point, it was when I got Ignite Bones, it was like 99 or something. We haven't gotten a whole lot of good vendor loot, though. I'm not rocking like a huge pile of vendor trash. Belgaven asked me if how the SSF life was going. I told him I got booted out of Soothsayer twice tonight, so pretty good. Let's see, is there anything to kill around here? There's a legate up there, but is he around any other guys? Can't believe this guy doesn't want to come down here. Everquest is so weird with the Z-axis. Some things will aggro off of above you, like areas above you, and others won't. Come up here, pet. Let's go kill these guys. Oh, Belgaven. This one up here is a legate, so we're going to need mana for him. There's also a guy that paths right up to this spot right here, so we'll have to watch out when we go to pull him that we're not grabbing a second one. This is a good little spot because I don't think a lot of the high level players run back here. It's like up behind the temple. We do need a lot of mana to get this legate down. So, Crix, if you're still here, you were talking earlier about how on Final Fantasy XI you would use all of your tricks basically to get around mobs. Were you able to go do stuff like this where you could go into dungeons and navigate and then set up a camp? Because that was something when I played Final Fantasy XI that I would never like dream that I could be able to do. All the dungeons on that game seemed like you needed a full group. Soloing on that game was almost impossible, I feel like. Yeah, there's that pather right there. Crick says not really dungeon crawl, just to get through. So you do that just to get around things and get to where you needed to go. One thing I did like about that game was, man, if you got into a party and it was in a good spot, it's kind of like EQ. As people would leave, more people would come in. There was one day I played way longer than I should have, and I started out at like the morning and didn't get off till late at night and stayed in the same spot with the party. But man, we got so many levels. I also liked how you could put all the every character could switch to any class. So kind of like Final Fantasy 14, you didn't have to make an alt. You didn't have to start a whole new character. But it did make managing all your gear sets kind of a nightmare. Kick that heel, Lonaner. Nope. He did not kick the heel. I'm going to banish you. You're going to be Neutral Rockets' pet. You're fired. It's 2 heals. You're definitely fired. It takes a whole mana bar to kill those guys. Let's bump some Final Fantasy 11. I've got this soundtrack on like so many different platforms. Crick says, yeah, needing chests in your private room in the city. I forgot all about that. And Neutral Rockets said, straight to the mining slave camp with you. Yeah, you don't want to work for Neutral Rockets. He'll put you to work. He's farming plat. He doesn't care how many of you die. He's going to get what he wants. I actually used some Final Fantasy XI music in my Monsters and Memories playtest recap video that I made about a month ago. I can't remember the name of the track. Oh, it was the Bastock Metalworks. In Japan, they have like full on video game concerts where they play straight up video game music. It was this one. Crick says you had a nice mix of Zelda music in there too, right? Yeah, I did. I had it was Garango Canyon or whatever, the like flamenco guitar strumming one. What else did I use? I used some from Persona. I used some stuff from like Mario Kart. Oh, I had the Wii, one of the Wii themes from when we were waiting for the monk. We were waiting for that monk forever. He kept getting lost. We were like, "Come on, man, where are you?" He's like, "I think I'm almost there." We'd wait, we'd wait. That was really cool though, because we went up there, fought outside of Telekir. Then the next day, I got on and I messaged that same guy, a Wolfren, and he was like, "I'm in Telekir and I got a group. You want to come?" I was like, "Sweet." I never expected to get like a whole lot of levels on that playtest. I just figured I would get footage for videos and just kind of goof around. I ended up getting like 7 or 8 levels. I can't wait for the next playtest. Hopefully that next playtest is kind of soon. It's been a month. It was really hard logging back into EQ after that playtest. I think if Monsters and Memories comes out, that's going to be my game for a while. Crick says, "I hope to get into the next playtest." Yeah, it's super easy to do. Just have the client downloaded, keep it updated, especially as they get closer. They've made a lot of progress on the first between the I think I did 3 playtests, and between the first one I did and the third one, it was night and day. It was so much better. There he is. Hey, you. Come here. Get him, Lonaner. Neutral Rocket says, slowly turning into a Droga expert. I don't know if I'll ever get as good at another dungeon as I did at down there. Pretty much know that place from top to bottom. That's part of the reason why I was doing this Kunark only self found challenge is just to get good at Kunark. Maybe I'll do a Velius only one day. Like level to 20 or 25, whatever the minimum level is for Velius, and then stay in Velius from there on out. Neutral Rocket says, "LOL, thought you were going to say just to get good at down there." I never, when I started this challenge, I'm just running around the field of bone, pulling scorpions and skeletons. I never would have imagined I would have spent as many hours in down here as I did. Like when I started researching the gear, I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna have to go to down there," and then just the amount of time it took to get all that gear and all the deaths. Like I died in there probably 10 times. I love how I got the last item for the visceral dagger on the very last placeholder that I could stay there for. Like, it was misery breaking that camp. I finally got it broken. I got it figured out. And I was like, man, I got like 5 hours. We're going to get this. I'm just going to sit here, park my butt in this chair until we get this last piece of the dagger. And I'm like watching the clock and it's ticking down. It's like, okay, I got 2 hours. Okay, I got 1 hour. And then I'm like, man, I got one spawn left. One last try at this. And the freaking dude popped. I was like, no freaking way. Crix, check that video out on YouTube if you want. It's a really long one because I didn't reset the stream like I should have. But it was pretty cool. Where'd you come from? He must have pulled from the left. I didn't even see him over there. You better kill him before he heals or you're fired. Neutral Rocket says that was a good moment. Yeah, it was. It was a long time coming in that. I've been trying to get that dagger since, what, mid-30s, early 30s? Okay, well, we are coming up on time, so I want to thank you all for watching today, both the test stream and this stream. It was a double stream day. And I always like to say this, or I generally like to say, you have 70,000 different streams to choose from on Twitch, and today you chose mine, and I'm very appreciative and very humble that you did choose to spend your time here with me on the MMORPG stream. And I want to thank you all for your viewership and for your support, and encourage you all to stay classic and have a great rest of your night.